What's up, brothers and sisters? It's your brother G World 7_D. I want to give you some quick information again today. This is not going to be real long. And this is from the book Palenque, Eternal City of the Maya. Alright, now first of all, I want to say this, man. There's so many of our people still are ignorant as hell who believe they just come from West African slaves and do not know nothing about the black empires in America. That totally disgusts me. And you have a lot of them on YouTube. Many of these Negroes went to these universities, and you're just fresh out of these universities for the past 5 to 6 years, and they just regurgitating what their white teachers or their Negro liberal teachers have taught them. And they taught them how to be ignorant of who they truly are. And they really have not taught them to do no real research. I'm being honest with you, man. There's no excuse not knowing half of this stuff. So that's why I'm giving you like a quick pathway to obtain this information. Alright? Palenque, Eternal City of the Maya. Alright, I showed you this Mayan before. Structure, but I'm going to give you some even closer images from this book. I'm going to go to turn over page right over here. And we're going to start here. Okay? We'll start here, right here. It talks about, well, the tomb of Kinich Jana Paka, or simply Paka. Alright, and I'm going to read it right here. I can get it. The greatest king of ancient Palenque. The amazing find also revolutionized Maya archaeology. Before that, the step pyramids of the Americas were thought to function simply and solely as platforms for the buildings on their summits. This is not all. Bakal sarcophagus into is led from other buildings, along with extraordinary bas reliefs, panels, and hieroglyphic texts from other buildings in Palenque were among the earliest clues that Maya inscriptions held not only dates, but also names and histories of real people. By virtue of its spectacular mountain setting, the profound aesthetic appeal of its art and architecture, and the knowledge it has provided about those who lived and died there, Palenque ranks high among the enduring achievements of the human past. Fittingly, in 1987, the ancient city was proclaimed a UNESCO, United Nations Educational, Scientific, Cultural Organization World Heritage Site. All right. Between about 500 BC and AD 900, the Maya people, builders of Palenque, created one of the most distinctive and accomplished of the many civilizations that flourished in the Americas before the arrival of European invaders. The story of the ancient Maya played out over a territory some 390 square kilometers, 150,000 square miles, an area roughly the size of the state of Montana, extending from the northernmost coast of the Yucatan Peninsula southward some 800 kilometers, 500 miles to the dark volcanic sand of Guatemala, Pacific shore, and from the isthmus of the Tehuantepec to the Caribbean coast. The landscape is remarkably diverse. All right. The northern lowlands, mostly a riverless limestone plain punctuated by cenotes or natural wells, make up about a third of the Yucatan Peninsula before grading into slight undulations and extensive depressions or bijos that characterize the southern lowland. Okay. Go on. What I stop at? The southern lowland. And then it goes on. I lost my place right here. The southern lowland. And then it goes again, even further south, and forming about a third of the Mayan country, lies the broad highland base of the Yucatan Peninsula, a closely packed mass of mountain ridges that extend southeastward from the isthmus of Tehuantepec, through most of the Chiapas, much of Guatemala, and practically all of El Salvador. A chain of active volcanoes marks those mountains of Maya, which end along the narrow band of land bordering the Pacific Ocean. In terms of modern political borders, then the Maya area consists of nations of Guatemala, Belize, the western portion of Honduras, and El Salvador, and the Mexican states of the Yucatan, Quintana Roo, Campeche, along with parts of Tabasco and Chiapas. Now I'm going to stop right there, man. I'm going to stop right there. What I'm going to show you now is some of the archaeological structures. I showed you that in from other postings I put up there. But I want to show you something in this one. All right? And it's going to be even more definitive of what the hell I was talking about. Now look how these great structures now, they buried under a forest. All right? It's like a little walkway and maybe a little path road over here. But look at the little forest. Look at the little structures, like pyramidal structures. All up here like a little forest. Now I'm going to show you, I'm going further down. Make sure an artist rendition one. A reconstructed artist rendition one. And I'm going to go further down. And I'm going to continue to show you more images of these great monuments. All right. Step. And these open hallways. Sun can shine in at a certain time. All these structures. Now they ain't like in the forest. See the little trees coming up right here. They cut into the forest and they build, but they cleared out the forest. All right, they cleared out to build their structures, and then they had trimmed up the trees and had like the beautiful ancient gardens. So I'm going to show you the artist rendition how it fully probably looked at one time. Look at that. All in like a little fort, not so-called jungle. When it's been abandoned so long, it gets gobbled up. All right, by the forest. That's what I want you brothers and sisters to understand. So a lot of our history is basically hidden in the deep forest. All right, hidden in the deep forest. And I'm gonna show you this. Here's a good artist rendition of it, right here, how it could have actually looked. See how they have the gardens, everything's trimmed, clean. Look at the temples within the trees, like the ancient gardens inside. The roads, structures, and the gardens. How they cut and trimmed, and a large body of water. And you know, they also had man-made lakes. I think I emphasized that in another video. But look at this. The structures, how the ancient gardens, how it was trimmed, and how everything was aligned. So they cut into a deep forest area, and they kept the gardens up. But over time, we didn't keep the gardens up. All the stuff would grow and become a jungle, and it's covering everything up right here. Look at this. All this beautiful structure. And this is an artist rendition. This is not the actual thing. This is them making it out how it once more likely looked like. Because since all those structures were found under that deep forest. Look at this. Roads to walk about where they wanted to in the water. Large body of water. They said our ancestors were great navigators. These great builders. Like I said, remember I always emphasize ancient gardens. And this was like an ancient garden. They kept the things up to date. Right. Here's an actual picture. See what I mean? It has not been kept up. But look at it. All right. I showed you the other picture. This is how it is now. Just think how it was in ancient times. The other picture gives you a good image. And it shows you like the brick has a little reddish look to it. Now look how it looks now. See these figures? All now is being covered by the forest or the jungle. This so-called jungle was an ancient garden at one point and kept up. There's so many great structures. Look at this great stairway going like to heaven. This is awesome, man. This is all in the Americas. This is all our ancestors, man. But we're too busy talking about Africa, not talking about the great architectural structures that was here in America. That's so many of it has been hidden and just buried deep in the forest. Yeah, the three doorway. And the sun shines at a certain point at a certain time of day. This is awesome, man. This is awesome. Look at the type of technology. Now, obviously, they didn't use no simple ass copper tools to do this, man. Look at this. Look how they carved into this. Look at these damn stairs, man. I can't really look at these structures, man. This is awesome. They didn't use no copper tools for this. They had ancient machinery. I want to say what this is, but I have an idea what this really was, but I'm not gonna say it in this video. I want you, brothers and sisters, to take the time out to put in the research and do the research to our true history. Now, I've always said that, man, because our true history is still there, but it's been totally stolen from us, man. It's been totally stolen from us. Now, here's a true image of a king. You see, actually still has a little brown, dark brown skin tone right here. It's so old, man. And then there's a picture of this brother here. Look at this. See them damn. You tell this was a Negro, man. This stuff is so funny, man. This stuff is in your face. These are not no Mongoloid. I get these clowns come on my page so I claim these people are Mongoloids. No, they came later and they start copying off our stuff, man. This is a closer image of the. See the three, 1, 2, 3, with the center being the widest. And the sun can shine in, like I said, through the doorway at a certain time. Okay. All right, I wanted to just show you that real quick from Palenque, Eternal City of the Maya. And I want to show you that ancient garden, how it more like he looked like. And I would probably go back and show you that picture again so you can get an idea how it really looked over here at one point, you know. How the images looked over here at one point. I said the ancient garden. various different walkways connecting to different spots and different locations here in the ancient city. And look at the riverbed, the large body of water. They built the stuff always near basically a large body of water. That's where they go and get in their boats and travel around the world and build around the world. All right. So I want you brothers and sisters to know this. And they had a great irrigation system too, you know, where the water would flow down. They had water, let's say water fountains, a great irrigation system. So our ancient ancestors had a great, not only great agricultural, but a great structural base they had here in ancient America. But we're constantly taught that we're slaves from Africa, and that's totally inaccurate, and that has to stop, man. And then you have these Negro YouTubers who continue to push that nonsense that you're slave from Africa, that you just came over here in a boat, and these Negroes keep pushing that, man. You don't need to listen to that. Don't listen to Negroes. I mentioned them before on my previous post. Don't listen to them Negroes. Like I said, they just graduated out of school a few years ago and reciting stuff that their white liberal teacher or white racist progressive teacher or conservative teacher or their Negro teacher taught them at these stupid universities, man. I know because I attended college, man. I sat up there and I listened to them lying ass professors. I knew they was lying then. You know what I'm saying? I knew they were lying then. But I want to tell you, brothers and sisters, continue to put in the research and the time because the information's there. All right? The information's there, but you're going to have to want to seek it and learn about it. I just showed you the ancient garden. That was an artist's rendition, but then I also showed you the actual spot, how if you use your imagination, you can tell that was an ancient garden, but it hasn't been kept up, so it now is a jungle. The amazing part, they were able to cut into a forest and build great civilization, build great temples there, man. Our ancestors did that, and they did not use no goddamn copper tools. Don't believe that. They had ancient machinery, and I think they used iron was a part of it. Iron was a part of it. All right, brothers and sisters. That's just a quick video I wanted to make on Palenque. All right. Peace and love.